Okay, guys, welcome. We're going to talk today about human udders. Let's talk about today human udders. We have got not just America, the idea of this round, dead tip. Excuse me. There isn't a continent that is getting, baseball tits, fake baseball tits. That's every developed country. Since I was a kid, we're looking at National Geographic, looking at African women going, what is wrong with these wild women's breasts? Why does this lady have something that looks like an animal, looks like an udder? Why is this an elongated shape pointing at the sky and dancing as she walks? You're saying, man, this gal needs a bra. She needs to stuff that down into this round shape that we consider to be a normal breast. A beautiful African, a beautiful Haitian young lady can't do anything with her breasts. These things are fighting any kind of clothing they put on. It's just shooting up in space. It's this utter shape that's just pointing straight up into space, and as they walk, it's just dancing, and it looks like pornography with their clothes on. It literally looks like pornography with their clothes on. Understand that the human form, the female human form, was meant to attract the opposite sex. There's a meme, or a short, whatever you want to call it, where 8-year-old boys are sitting on a sidewalk, and white girls are walking by, Hispanic girls are walking by, Asian girls are walking by, and they're just shooting the shit. They're non-sexual beings, so there's absolutely no interest in what's going on in front of them. And then suddenly, a black girl walks by, and her breasts are pointing at the sky and dancing. Then as she passes, the butt extends, it protrudes over the legs, and as she walks, it's slapping the back of the legs. This is literal pornography with her clothes on. She's not doing anything. This young lady's just walking. But to the human form, but to the male human eye, what's happening is undeniable. These are non-sexual. If you were to say, how do you make babies? They're going to say, you. Don't know, don't care. If I do know, gross. I don't want to think about it. I don't want to imagine it. Weirdo. And yet, when this gal walks by, all of a sudden these boys are going to lose their fucking minds. And in this short video, they're going to run to the corner and they're going to watch this lady walk down the whole next block. Why isn't that your wife? Why isn't that your daughter? Why isn't that your sister? Why isn't that an American lady walking past? When you apply pressure to a living female breast, this person is going to lose their shit. An explosive orgasm is 1 minute away from applying pressure to this living female's breast. These dead things that we have come to know as female breasts with a male nipple, absolutely no shape, just pouring these things into a bra. When they're young, it's firm, but it's just hard flesh. It's not something pointing at the sky, dancing with form to deliver milk to a child. This is a formless little baseball of a dead child. There is a little song going around in Africa right now. Should just be a cute little song, and yet its scientific relevance is off the fucking charts. Your scientists are dead. And so to them, it means nothing. The song goes, Ben 10 the Changer, Ben 10 the Changer. There's a cartoon where Ben 10 has a little thing that goes on his wrist, and he can turn into all kinds of alien shapes, invisible aliens, super fast aliens, super strong, indestructible aliens. And so there's memes, there's TikToks, there's shorts going around in Africa right now. And the girl is saying, I'm going to change it. And they sing the song, Ben 10, the Changer. This is scary, people. These are the last living people on earth, not because they're black. Black women are so beautiful, God in heaven, but all women are beautiful. But because they're in their human life cycle. We got a country, 90% don't have electricity. We don't have manufactured food. These people are either, very much like the story of Jesus. He's the poorest. That was our proof that this person, if a Jesus figure actually ever existed, was living in the life cycle. If you've got no outside support, 100%, you're option 1 or option 2. Option A, dead. Option 2, you're living in the human life cycle. Feces is going into the soil, feeding the plants. Plants are taking up everything you need, everything they need, everything you need, and then you're eating from the plants and receiving all of that shit back. And that is why these beautiful women still have an animalistic form, a utilitarian form. What you're watching in your country is 341 million dead females. I'm not accusing anybody. They know it. Every fucking picture they take, they're pushing out their lips, trying to look like a female. Every single picture they take, they've got their butt out, but they're laying the camera on the floor to try to get some weird angle to try to make it look like they have an ass. There's another little short of a girl that's struggling to get her pants on. A white girl that's struggling to get her pants on. She can't get her pants on to save her life. And her boyfriend walks over and grabs the pants and pulls them up and says, "You ain't got nothing. That's a pancake ass. Put your goddamn pants on. Stop embarrassing yourself. Stop pretending you have female parts. That's not your struggle." There's girls that have a struggle. There are girls here wearing pants that are 4 sizes too big. You wouldn't know they had a butt. But they're not wearing them to hide their butt. They're wearing them because their ass won't fit. That onion won't fit in a pair of pants built for a zombie. These sexless humans are the majority now. We're making clothes for zombies. We're making fake tits for zombies. Who's going to be attracted to that? Another zombie. But this girl's going to put on some fake zombie titties. She's going to take a bunch of pictures, sticking her lips out. She's going to paint lips on bigger than she actually has. She's going to use black on the outside, then some shading to actually make it look like these are 3D lips. There's nothing there. It's a sheet of goddamn paper. But she's going to draw on 3D lips that look like it's poking out at you. Then she's going to wear some Spanx. She's going to try to push this shit up. She's going to wear some booty shorts so it looks like that pornography. Oh no, the bottom of her ass is hanging out. There ain't nothing there. The bottom of a beautiful black girl's ass has a line where the leg stops and the ass begins. And every time she walks, that ass, bam, is going to hit the back of that leg. When girls are wearing hot pants or booty shorts or whatever, they're intimating that line. The pants are stopping there, intimating the line between those two body parts, when in fact, there is not two body parts there. We got legs and back and nothing in between. There is a crack going up, two legs landing on a spine. That's it. All that playing around with the camera laying on the goddamn floor bending over, that ain't doing nothing. But in a country of zombies, a gal with a half-inch ass is the queen. That's the what? What the heck? That ain't ass. That ain't femininity. That is not humanity. Y'all are dead. The fact that a man has become attracted to that is because that man's homosexual. And he's saying, oh man, give me some of that chick with a man's ass, man's lips, man's hands, man's eyelashes, man's nipples, man's personality, man's every goddamn thing. Y'all are saying, hey, I'm having relationship troubles. Motherfucker, you ain't having relationship troubles. You're a goddamn zombie. Your goal in life is to kill each other. That's it. Y'all are going to your corners and saying, next time I'm going to fucking kill you. Fuck you. And call the goddamn cops on you. You're a piece of shit. Another person is saying, I haven't done anything yet, but I'm about to. You're attacking me. And then what are you doing? Y'all are getting back together. Going for round 2. We got 9 rounds in this motherfucker. And the goal is somebody tapping out or hopefully dying. I'm not hoping anybody's dying, but that's the goal. When we signal the body, there's insufficient energies. All we have to do is put the energies back though, y'all. I'm not dogging anybody out here. We need to see. We need to diagnose with our eyes. Hey, they have a living. They don't have any of the opportunity we have. These people are starving to almost death, not of desperation. They're growing enough food to have 10 children in the family. And every one of those daughters has huge Madonna, remember the Madonna cone titties? That's a human titty. That's the human form. But that girl didn't have them. That was a goddamn paper towel roll. These African people are forced to grow food in sufficient amounts, and in doing so, the fertilizer from the human is going down into the soil. The amazing plants, through photosynthesis, are turning sunlight into carbohydrate. Fucking amazing. This life is amazing. You guys are going, where's the titties? Where's the explosions? Where's the fireworks? Where's the monster trucks? Where's the blackout drunk? Where's the heroin, the fentanyl, the Oxycontin? Your mind should be fucking blown. If you were full of the microorganisms that make adrenaline and GLP-1s and all of these amazing chemicals, serotonin and dopamine and all of these happy, exciting chemicals, you should be having rushes every time you see human life, every time you see plants, every time you see a mother with her chicks. You should be exploding into emotions. You should be amazed at the miracle of our life. And instead you're going, oh man, I hope tomorrow I'm happy. I hope tomorrow I experience happiness. Guys, it's right there. Unfortunately, the guys that make happiness live in your tummy. If you poop them out into a water treatment plant and then return water to bathe in that has antibiotics that kills those microorganisms, your body decides you need to leave, and now your sexual expression is going to be death. A male that is feminine. Whatever you want, baby. Let's dress like each other. What's the couples? What's the couples in America? Little tiny guy, great big old butch girl, little tiny effeminate dude. We switch the sexes. Both are confused. I don't know what I'm attracted to. I'm attracted to everything. You've got a dude here with a vagina. You've got a chick here with a little tiny penis. And they're saying, hey, I'm not really sure what I'm attracted to, but let's go over there and fight for a while. Every day. Let's get some counseling. Let's get some fucking pills. And let's try to cohabitate while our bodies attempt to fight to the death. I don't think I explained why the Ben 10 to change was relevant. I think I got excited talking about the show. I shouldn't be a fan. Actually, they changed the format a couple of years ago, so I haven't watched it, but it was a good show for sure. The young ladies in the cities are saying, I'm going to change them, and that's why we should be concerned. The last living cultures are now saying, hey, I'm going to change this guy that's attracted to spending all of his time with other dudes, this guy that's attracted to having polygamous sex with all of the ladies, passing diseases, avoiding monogamy, avoiding mating, just trying to have all the sex without actually building a beautiful family. I'm going to change him, Ben 10. Change. That should be extremely concerning. We're extinguishing the last human life on this planet. Versus the African girls in the village, wow, that have all this shit going on. When you watch the comments, they're saying, hey, what do you do? The girls in the village have beautiful TikTok and short story social media. Oh, you make a little bit of money, but it's breathtaking. Oh God, it's breathtaking. They have wooden pillows. They grow their own fucking rice. So they're out there drying the rice on these big wicker drying boards. I don't know what the fuck you call them, but so beautiful. They're saying, hey, there's the lions over there. Here's the fence we have. The lions already know what's up. Lions don't really fuck with humans most of the time. All you have to do is kind of say, hey, this is our space. Lions have it recorded in their DNA. Hey, if you fuck with a human, humans follow you. Lions can only run for short spurts because they only really have one air conditioning system. They don't have a means of carrying water, and they can only get rid of heat mainly through their panting. However, a human, the slowest thing on the face of the planet, has a full body air conditioning system and the ability to carry food and water with them. And so we can track a lion that's fucked with a family member for days. So lions kind of clock. Hey, once they mark their space, if you get one by itself and you have enough hunger, maybe, but if they mark their territory pretty clearly, they got a little fence up and shit like that. For the most part, the lions ain't got the sack to bother them too much. However, very beautiful, so beautiful. And then Americans will go, well, what do you do as far as counseling? With 24-hour-a-day fighting between couples. And the African people go, well, we don't have that, but we also don't have a need for that. And the Americans go, oh, you poor people must be suffering through all of this 24-hour-a-day fighting. They're in their life cycle, people. There ain't no fighting. These are monogamous human beings who are polygamous human beings saying, what are these monsters doing? What are these cave people, what are these animals doing with their saggy titties? Their cone titties, with their Madonna titties. What are these animals doing without Prozac, without Adderall, without counseling to go and vent and say, he's doing all this shit to me? They don't have any of that going on. Their bodies are attracting the opposite sex. And when they get there, they just cooperate, they just build beautiful lives. Amazing people. The Americans are saying, what are you doing? What do you do about divorce? What about when he beats you up and you have to leave him? Are you animals just staying with someone while you're getting beaten up? And the ladies are saying, well, we don't have a means to divorce, but we also don't have a desire. Quite frankly, the men had to work really hard to get these females. They had to save up an entire lifetime. They had to court this girl. Every single family member had to be happy with this situation before they were allowed to get married. And this young man had to pay a life savings in dowry to get this girl. And now this young man is treating this young lady like she is worth what he paid for the privilege of spending his life with this amazing queen. He's not mistreating this lady, and she's not in a fucking prison. Polygamous persons cannot understand monogamy. They're scratching their heads saying, well, when do you hit each other? Who stops you from hitting each other? When you try to murder each other, who's the person that comes and breaks it up? Then where do you go to mediate the fighting? Then what drugs do you take? And the African people are scratching their heads saying, we don't understand anything you're talking about. For billions of years, humans have met, gone and made a life together, and spent their entire lives together. We're a monogamous species. There's absolutely none of that that they are comprehending. So beautiful, right? And yet the Americans are saying, hey, who's stopping you from killing each other? Who's stopping you from leaving him when he cheats on you? And the African people are probably worse for the exposure to the disgusting polygamous zombies questions. All of the time, I see the people going, hey, I'm not a bird, I'm not an animal, I'm not gonna eat that, I don't fly, I'm confused by these questions. Why would we? And you go, oh God, please stop with this channel. or at least only expose it to other beautiful African people, it's the damage. You know, sometimes you see something from a zombie and go, well, that's there for the rest of my life. I'm never going to be able to unsee that disgusting zombie shit, right? But I did not finish the example, the life cycle. The poop goes in the soil. This guy puts the sugar in the soil. The microorganisms that are leaving you every day, 10 billion per poop, 10 billion tomorrow, 10 billion tomorrow, 10 billion tomorrow, going into the water treatment plant being killed by chlorine, chloramine, bromine, then that water's coming back and you're dousing yourself in it. You're making coffee with it. You're cooking with it. You're cooking out microorganisms, but you still got chlorine, chloramine, and bromine in there. You're trying to get rid of the wrong goddamn thing. You're trying to get rid of microorganisms, which is what you need to return to you. And instead, you're trying to get rid of, instead of getting rid of the thing that's actually harming you, which is the antibiotics, which are not cooked off through making coffee or through making food. Those antibiotics are still in the food, and you're eating it and applying antibiotics to these amazing animals that you're absolutely dependent on. Normally, they'd go in the soil, meet the sugar, 10 billion would turn into 20 trillion, 100 trillion. And now the tree would take that up, and then you would eat from the tree and finish the human life cycle. That is one whop human life cycle. You lost 10 billion, you gained 10 billion. Your food has antibiotics in it, and it doesn't have microorganisms in it. If it wasn't grown with human feces, it wasn't grown with human hands, it does not have human microorganisms in it. Your dead zombie gastroenterologist is going to tell you, eat every color vegetable in the store, and then he's going to get a big smirk. And you can see him just patting himself on the back when not one of those goddamn vegetables was grown with human feces as fertilizer, and we wouldn't want it to anyway. An American is full of Prozac, antibiotic, PFEs, every goddamn poison on the face of the planet. If we even use that to grow vegetables to feed cows, the cows will be so toxic, not because of the human. We've lived a human life cycle for billions of years because of the fucking poisons that you guys are ingesting, that you're showering in, that you're cooking in, that you're making coffee with all day long. This is your human life cycle right now. This is the zombie human life cycle. Reciprocal with the water treatment plant, with chemicals that kill the microorganisms that are doing all the fucking cool jobs in your body. You're depressed because you're not making serotonin. Your dick won't work past 25 because you're not making nitric oxide. You're fat because your body is not making GLP-1s. It would in this life cycle. In this life cycle, it of course isn't. Those guys are all dead. Those are all naturally occurring in a living human being. Where I live, 90-year-old men are having sex 3 times a day. 90-year-old females are having sex 3 times a day and enjoying it because both are full of natural sources of nitric oxide. This is what's killing it. Guys, I think we nailed it. I think we nailed it on the quick side today, and god damn it, I got so much work to do, it's ridiculous, but y'all are super important to me. We'll do this again real soon.